Never before released to dieters, now open for a limited time. The fat cogitation sequence that allowed fast, permanent weight loss in 1,337 test subjects. In January 2014, doctors using the same fat elimination system that allowed weight loss to stay off for good decided to conduct an in-depth test on stubborn dieters. In 2016, results of the test were released, and it just got easier than ever to get fit for good without willpower. Because this now, only in-the-know doctors and professionals know about this. So unless you want to pay thousands of dollars to doctors and professionals, you'd better obtain your own fat cogitation sequence right now. But what is the fat cogitation sequence? And can you really get a dream body that turns heads in 2017? Not if you continue doing what you've done in the past. But if you have tried more than 3 different weight loss programs in the past and have not kept the weight off, then here is the full uncensored story of how you can avoid purchasing yet another weight loss program, avoid wasting precious time trying another program that doesn't work for you, and finally achieve the weight loss success you've dreamed about. That's why I'm so excited for you to listen to this presentation. So, are you guys excited for this too? Are you ready to discover what the fat cogitation sequence is and how it can finally give you your dream body? Even though it is not another exercise or diet program or supplement or pill or even system, it is unlike anything you've ever seen before. And don't forget to stay until the end where I'll show you how to get my free 20 blueprints to massive fat loss success just for attending today. Who here wants a free copy of these blueprints? These blueprints helped me win the 1998 National Body for Life contest, and it's yours free if you stay until the end. Can you see how these blueprints will shortcut your success? Do you want a free copy of it? Just stay on until the end and I'll provide you a special link so you can download it. Does that sound good? Dear fellow dieter, if even one of the following has happened to you, then this might be the most important video you have ever seen, because the fat cogitation sequence is not another diet, exercise, or even weight loss program. In just a moment, I'll tell you exactly what it is. But first, let's see if this is even for you. If you answer yes to any of the following questions, the solution to it lies here in this video. If you answer no to all of the questions, this program cannot help you. Have you ever started a new weight loss program? Have you ever quit weight loss programs before? Have you ever lost motivation? Have you ever cheated on your diet? Have you ever told yourself the effort and pain was not worth it and you quit? Have you ever let emotional eating sabotage you? Have you ever binged, felt guilty about it afterwards and quit? Have you ever thought, I've been fat all my life and this is just who I am? Have you ever not gone to the gym because you didn't want to look foolish in front of others? Have you ever said, what's wrong with me? Have you ever had a hard time dealing with your surroundings? Have you ever looked at other women and been jealous of their bodies? Have you ever said, I'm too busy to exercise? Has your life ever gotten crazy with the kids and the day just zipped by and you've said to yourself, what about me? Have you ever wondered when you'll have the time to take care of yourself? Have you ever fallen off the bandwagon? Have you ever been afraid of going to the gym because you didn't know anyone there and you don't like crowds? Have you ever not worked out because you were intimidated by others? Or you didn't want to run into someone you knew and you'd just rather be unknown? Has your significant other ever not supported you? Have your friends at work tried to sabotage you by offering you bad food not helpful for losing weight? Have you beat yourself up about these breakdowns? Guess what? 98.7% of these breakdowns are unnecessary, and here's why. All might not have been your fault in the first place. Do you know there was a group of 1,337 stubborn dieters, or defined as people that had tried over 3 weight loss programs in the past without achieving lasting success, that took part in a test designed to answer these 3 questions? 1. Could stubborn dieters lose body fat relatively rapidly? And 2. Could stubborn dieters lose this fat without having to rely on willpower? 3. Could stubborn dieters keep the weight off for a significant period of time? All of these stubborn dieters achieved success with all 3 questions, provided the fat cogitation sequence was followed for at least 21 consecutive days. The people that own these success stories have been subjected to breakdown test after test that would seem incredible to the average person, yet they all passed, and they all had families, children, significant others, work food temptations, home food temptations, and motivation issues that attempted to derail their success. Yet some of these people have withstood these potential breakdowns for as long as 37 months. And these people have been tested against almost every conceivable type of breakdown hazard. Birthday parties, where food of every imaginable type and kind threatened to derail them. Holiday parties, where the free-flowing drinks constantly beat down the motivation each person valiantly attempts to put up. Going out to dinner with friends where peer pressure and attempts to get them to fit in more often than not would normally cause them to cave in. Noncompliance by family that refuses to eat your way and instead constantly tempts you with their tasty but breakdown-laden foods. Being too busy to work out, yet they did it anyways. Free food at work coworkers bring in that can be very tempting, yet is not helpful to their diet. Ordinarily, any one of these could lead to breakdowns, but most of the people in this test were subjected to not just one, but several of these temptations at one time, repeatedly. And in almost every one of them, the results they achieved have produced perfect compliance with their diet, perfect compliance with their exercise routines without major breakdowns for as much as 37 months and counting. Would you like to know how they did it? Here are some of the reasons why they succeeded over others. Because psychologists have discovered if a certain fat cogitation sequence is followed for 21 days without fail, as these people did in these tests, very little to no breakdowns occurred. In other words, you may never have to purchase another weight loss program again. And you can finally attain your dream body this year in 2017. Would you like to learn what the fat cogitation sequence is? You can also save money you've been paying. Wouldn't it be great if you never had to spend another dime on another weight loss program, fad, or diet ever again? And you can save the time you have lost trying program after program with little to no lasting success. I hope you're excited to learn about this. Can you imagine what a shortcut this will be to getting your dream body once and for all? Because if a certain fat cogitation sequence is followed, it can actually give you perfect compliance 24/7, 365. And it can give you this perfect compliance without effort for the rest of your life. Most important is this. These experts have discovered you do not have to have extreme motivation or anything special you don't already have in order to coax this performance out of you. Everyone wants to have healthy habits. However, it takes doing the same thing over and over and over again to actually build that habit. If you don't do that thing enough times, your habit muscle will never get strong enough to do it through thick and thin. But willpower alone is not enough to build that habit. However, there is a solution, and it is quite simple. And it resides in an area of your brain that automatically controls your actions. The occipital and left temporal lobe parts of your brain, to be specific. Here's what I mean and why this is so important if finally losing weight and getting your dream body in record time is important for you. Is it important for you? Great. Because if it's not, then you probably shouldn't listen to this presentation. Just continue struggling, trying to lose weight like you have in the past. However, if you're ready today to get started, and if you want these results now, then nod your head yes. I know I can't see you, but I want to make sure you're participating. It's important, don't you think? So nod your head yes. Because I want you to imagine how different your life would be if dieting were easy because your automatic actions cause you to choose and enjoy only healthy, diet-friendly foods. Imagine how different your life would be if you no longer crave junk food. Imagine how different your life would be if you looked forward to exercising instead of dreading it. Wouldn't your life be completely different if all these things were really true? These psychologists have discovered that your mind is just like a computer. It receives programming from your environment almost from the very moment you are born. This programming is stored into your subconscious. Your subconscious then allows you to automatically respond to situations in your life without you having to consciously think about how to respond. This can be a good thing or a bad one. It's a survival instinct that can save your life by helping you to react immediately to a life-threatening situation. And this is good, but it can also be a bad thing, and I uncover why below. These experts have discovered the environment that shaped your automatic responses helps determine how easily you break down in situations of stress. For instance, when you were born, your subconscious was a blank slate. But then it began to learn how to automatically respond to the signals it received from its environment. When you were young, your subconscious mind was wide open to all kinds of suggestions. Here is a picture representation of your conscious and subconscious mind. Your conscious mind can choose, originate, accept, and reject thoughts and ideas. Your subconscious mind must accept, it cannot reject, and it cannot determine the difference between that which is real or what is imagined. Here is an image representation of what I just spoke about. As you can see, the conscious mind, you can choose, originate, accept, or reject ideas. And in the subconscious mind, you must accept, cannot reject, and you cannot determine the difference between that which is real or what is imagined. Your self-image is defined in the subconscious region of your brain, and your self-image is defined by your paradigm or pattern. Most people that have a difficult time losing weight have this self-image definition buried deep within their subconscious of being overweight. Their paradigm is one of an overweight person. Then they make a decision to diet and lose weight. However, their subconscious self-image is programmed to be overweight, and the results eventually lead them to gaining back the weight they lost that matches their self-image or paradigm. Your self-image is a cybernetic instrument. When a person who is overweight goes on a diet without altering their self-image, any weight loss will be temporary. The self-image, being a cybernetic instrument, measures the deviation from the set goal and immediately corrects course. The weight that was lost is found. Does this make sense? The definition of cybernetics is the science of communications and automatic control systems in both machines and living things. A paradigm is also a control system and operates essentially on the same principle. Here's the important part. Cybernetics and paradigms are both automatic control systems and operate essentially on the same principle. Both maintain a specific course of action and will not deviate from the course that has been established. If you want to accomplish anything in life, you must alter your paradigm to achieve the result you desire. It must be aligned with that thing your conscious mind says it desires. So, if your current paradigm is not allowing you to achieve the result you're after in your life, you must alter the paradigm to achieve the results you desire. This should elicit a sudden realization in you. Am I right? Like eureka! So this is why it's been so hard to lose fat and keep it off. But isn't it impossible to change who we truly are? It used to be, until the fat cogitation sequence was developed and proven to work on 1,337 test subjects. Cogitation, according to Webster's dictionary, means the action of thinking deeply about something. Before I elaborate on how this deep thinking works to transform your body for good, it's important you understand what a cybernetic instrument is. Here's a great example. The thermostat in your house is a cybernetic instrument. It measures any deviance from the temperature it is set to and automatically sends a command to turn on your furnace or AC if the temperature it is set to is different than the temperature it is measuring. This all happens automatically. Here's another example. The autopilot on a commercial airliner is a cybernetic instrument. A flight pattern is programmed into the plane's autopilot computer. When the plane goes off course, the cybernetic system, or autopilot, measures the deviation from the set course and corrects the flight pattern. So you know you have a cybernetic mechanism within you from the previous explanation, right? And let's assume that being overweight is what is stored in your subconscious. This is your current paradigm. So you make a decision to lose weight. What then follows is action on your part, followed by your results. But because your subconscious or autopilot or paradigm has a certain set point built into it, and your paradigm being a cybernetic instrument that will always bring your weight back to what it considers normal, you will never permanently lose the weight you desire. Any weight you lost will soon be found again. Your weight loss will always be temporary because you are automatically programmed to put back whatever weight you lose in order to match your paradigm. Are you starting to see why permanently losing weight has been so difficult for you? Unless you change your paradigm. Can you understand how important this is? Your self-image of yourself controls everything in your life. Everything! Your self-image, being a cybernetic instrument, measures the deviation from the preset goal it has, and it immediately corrects its course. The weight you lost will be put back on again. You can't help it. Is this making sense to you? Here are some of the reasons why you have your current paradigm. You might have been told off by your parents in a dramatic way, maybe belittled in the process. In just a moment, I'll tell you what happened to me, how my example might sound familiar to you, and how I finally found a solution you can start to use in 30 seconds. Maybe you were not given the love and attention you felt you needed or deserved. Maybe you were abused. Maybe you were neglected. An infinite number of things like this could have shaped your self-image. And your self-image from then on determined how you automatically responded to stress or change or commitment in your life. And your responses were typically automatic, so you didn't even notice them. If the automatic responses you were making were damaging in any way, then after the damage was done, you might have noticed and you might have yelled at yourself and said, "What's wrong with me?" Didn't you? I sure did. Does any of this feel familiar to you? Here's how all of this relates to your ability to lose weight successfully or not. How you automatically respond to stress largely determines your success or failure in anything in life, including your ability to lose weight and keep it off. Now, and this is important, if you were aware of your automatic behavior, you can make adjustments when your responses were not serving you. Then you could course correct, respond perfectly, and prevent major breakdowns from happening. This is exactly what the people given the fat cogitation sequence learned. This knowledge given to them prevented any breakdowns they typically would have experienced otherwise. But if you don't have this knowledge or awareness, and if you do not make these adjustments, then your responses will weaken, you will get the same consistent results you've gotten in the past, and you will be in exactly the same boat as you are in today. Do you follow me so far? The fat cogitation sequence is not another exercise or diet routine. It is a specific piece of knowledge that, when applied, can change your paradigm to be success-oriented. And if you had that knowledge found in the fat cogitation sequence, which only takes as little as 11 minutes and 2 seconds to apply, then you could become aware yourself, adjust as needed, and achieve the kind of weight loss success you've always dreamed about. Just like the 1,337 test subjects achieved. Have you ever thought about, and I mean really considered, the reason you want to lose weight? Deep down inside of you, that driving force of wanting to look good, what is it? And why is it there so strongly inside of you, waiting to bust out, to try another new thing, only to be disappointed again and again? Why would you consciously live this way? You live this way because of where your cybernetic instrument or paradigm or autopilot set point is. All of these mean the same thing. You live this way because your subconscious paradigm automatically causes the same thing to happen over and over again without you even realizing it. Are you starting to realize why it's been so difficult for you in the past? Are you ready for the solution? I'll tell you the solution with a story of what happened to me. It started with my obsession to transform my body. I was working at NASA and had gotten severely out of shape. I was only 30, skinny, stick-like, and with no appreciable muscle mass on my frame. This rocket scientist was disgusted with his body. I felt people judged me by how I looked. And I felt less than a man having a body that felt as pathetic as the image staring back at me in the mirror. I was skinny fat. I had a hard time losing fat and gaining muscle. Here's what I looked like. But my real problem started long before. It was on a fateful night when I was around 10 years old. My father was helping me with my math homework that night and then suddenly slammed the math book shut on the table, startling the living bejesus out of his young yet-to-be rocket scientist son. My father then did something that forever stamped in me my tainted self-image. He yelled to me the following words: "You're stupid! You're worthless! And you'll never get it!" I was shocked and stunned. My father said these words after a very frustrating session for him trying to get me to understand a math problem I just couldn't get. For a little while, I didn't move. I was in a state of shock, wondering if he was going to do something else to me. Then I started to cry. It was tears a 10-year-old boy would cry, tears that had come from a boy whose soul had just been torn from him, tears that had a hollow, empty ring to them, a wailing sound, like a lost cub howling in the night, just wanting to be found again and held and loved. But it was never to be. My father had stormed out of the room and slammed the door shut, leaving me alone with my thoughts. It was too late. The damage was done. From here on out, and for the rest of my life, I was damaged goods. And I was on my own with my newly minted self-image, my new paradigm. And like a jury commanding a man to a death sentence, so too was I commanded from then on to a life of self-sabotage. This is very hard for me to write and read to you. And as I do, it never fails to bring up this memory of my father, my beloved father, yelling at me, like it was yesterday. For many years, I kept these feelings bottled up inside of me, trying to forget the image my father had stamped in me, the one of worthlessness, of stupidity, of not feeling loved. There might even have been a logical explanation for why my father reacted the way he did that night. But I'll never know because my father died in 1998, and I never had the guts to ask him. To be honest, I never even thought to ask him, as I never consciously blamed him for anything. I just kept it all bottled up inside of me, and I wondered why I was always effing things up. But it remained etched into my subconscious for the remainder of my life, whether I was consciously aware of it or not. A complex pattern of behavior formed in me that was deliciously robust, but very damaging to my physical, mental, and financial health. Every aspect of my life was affected. Does this make sense? But why did my self-image become permanently damaged from this? Let me explain. First, this very powerful imprint became impregnated into my brain, my subconscious, and my psyche by the one person I looked up to and I believed in, my father. I'm sure he didn't consciously mean to do this. He was probably tired at night after a long day at work and had little patience. But this caused him to have a short fuse that night, one that blew up in front of his young future rocket scientist's eyes, ears, and heart. My beloved father, whom I believed every word that poured from his lips, had just launched into a tirade against me. He tore into me with what felt like anger, disgust, even hate. If my father thought this way of me, it must be true, my young brain said to myself. I must not be an adequate whole person. There is something wrong with me. I'm stupid. I'm worthless. And I'll never get it with anything in life. My father said it, and so it must be. As these thoughts raced through my head and I tried to make sense of what my father had just said to me, my young boy's brain could only come up with these reasons as to why he would have said them. The rest of my life was filled with a complex psychological game of consciously trying to prove my father wrong, while at the same time subconsciously doing everything I could to prove him right. What do I mean? And listen carefully here. Does my story ring a bell of understanding for something similar that also happened in your life? For example, because of the imprint my father placed on me, subconsciously I believed I was not worthy of success. So my subconscious did everything in its power, even against my conscious will, to sabotage any and all success I ever achieved in my life. My father's words created a paradigm in my subconscious that I did not deserve any success at all. My conscious thoughts were I wanted success and to be recognized as worthy. Unfortunately, my subconscious mind or paradigm controlled my permanent actions. Almost like a hidden force I couldn't control, I would achieve success using my conscious mind and the thoughts it produced. However, invariably my subconscious paradigm would destroy that very success it produced. I could achieve success, but I could never hold on to it. You name it, I destroyed it. Work, health, family, relationships, finances. It seemed like I lived for the danger I felt while doing the wrong thing. It was like the intensity and fear and danger I felt when my father slammed that book shut had to be replicated over and over again in my life. In order to feel normal or to live to that imprint branded upon me by my father, I had to experience those feelings I felt that fateful night over and over again. My father created my easy button. Let me explain. That night, my father stamped a life path into my subconscious paradigm, a set point, an effortless path, one that was easy for me to follow, one that I sought to feel at every opportunity. Screwing up made me feel normal, and it was terribly destructive for me. By telling me I was worthless, stupid, and will never get it, my subconscious got the message this was what I was supposed to be all about. So I lived up or really down to this subconscious programming. My life was one where I consciously wanted to succeed, but my subconscious programming forced me to take actions that made me look stupid, worthless, and would never get it. Can you understand why this might have happened? Can you understand how you or anyone can experience similar subconscious programming? Since this failure path was the easy one, the path with long-lasting success would be the difficult one for me to follow, if even at all possible, because it was not part of my subconscious paradigm. Success was foreign to me. Failure was normal. If only my father had done the opposite and instead told me what a hard worker I was, that I was gifted in being able to figure out problems eventually. Maybe, just maybe, my life would have turned out differently. Can you see how all of this affected my success in life and everything I did? But now I look at things in a different way, and I'm actually thankful for what happened. Had I not experienced what I did, I would not have gotten to the point of disgust in my life that finally caused me to wake up and help others like you to maybe wake up as well and figure out a way to stop the damaging paradigm automatically. Thanks to my research background, I was able to find a lasting solution to the self-sabotage that was destroying my life. But before I do, here's a small sampling of the sabotage I created in my life. See if any of this rings a bell with you. If it does, then you'll be able to put this simple solution I found to work for you. Literally in the next 30 seconds. It takes as little as 11 minutes and 2 seconds for it to start working. I've been married and divorced 3 times, each time blaming my partner for what went wrong. In fact, it was me each time. I've made and lost several fortunes in my lifetime, even my career at NASA. And this is incredibly difficult to admit to, but I will. Constantly late to work. I would remember those feelings boil up inside of me each time. Each time knowing it was wrong, yet reveling in those same familiar feelings I felt when my father laid into me that very first time. I subconsciously did everything I could to get these negative feelings to bubble up, mindlessly surfing the internet, while at work at NASA. I'm ashamed to admit this, but admit it I have to, for I would be a fraud if I told you otherwise. It's a damaging admission, I know, and it doesn't necessarily feel good telling you about it here. After all, my whole life has been spent trying to prove my father wrong, being proud of getting a job at NASA, yet under the covers, doing everything I could to screw it up. I got several bad reviews while at NASA. Each time I shaped up and performed exemplary work, but only for a short time. The potential was there for me to do this kind of phenomenal work all the time, but my subconscious would not allow for it. And I didn't even know it at the time. What was wrong with me? I would yell to myself all the time, while shaking my head from side to side, wondering how I had yet again screwed things up. For most of my life, I was oblivious to the connection of what happened between my father and me and my subconscious self-sabotaging pattern. I just thought there was something wrong with me. Have you experienced similar thoughts and ever said to yourself, what's wrong with me? If so, then the solution I found in the fat cogitation sequence will help you as much as it helped me.
One more quick
I
story.
think
This one is about my mom. She died 2 years ago from complications of the type 2 diabetes she had, but she died needlessly. I remember telling her over 17 years ago the following words: Mom, if you don't stop eating this way, you're going to go blind. We were in the middle of another family celebration and she was eating bread, then some cake and ice cream. She laughed off my concern. I pressed her further and I said, Mom, you have diabetes. You're not supposed to be eating these foods. And then my cousin chimed in. Oh, leave her alone. Let her enjoy her life every once in a while. And so it was at every get-together we had, and there were a lot of them. I'd be the lone voice worried about my mom and the food she was putting in her body. Fast forward 15 years. She was now in a nursing home, blind, suffering, crying all the time, and suffering from advanced Alzheimer's disease. She didn't recognize me, my brother, or anyone else in the family anymore. And she couldn't communicate with us either, as her brain had turned to mush. All we could do now was wait until the inevitable end and be relieved of her incredible suffering. I remember years before trying to get her to exercise simply by walking up a couple of flights of stairs. It was useless. She never wanted to. All my worries and concerns had come true. She never listened. Here's my mother laying in her coffin, our pastor saying her final rites. And there's my cousin, the one who said, let her enjoy her life. I'm not beating him up, but I wonder what he was thinking now. Before this final day of hers, there were years and years of suffering. She had heart disease, kidney disease, all brought on by the foods she just couldn't stay away from, and the fact she didn't like to exercise. I don't want you or anyone else in your family to have to go through this, especially since this is so preventable. It's why I'm so passionate about getting America fit. You are America. And the old ways of using willpower to get yourself to eat right and get in shape just don't work anymore. This is why you need the fat cogitation sequence, so that you automatically want to eat only foods good for you, and you automatically want to exercise. It's the only real solution there is today. Doesn't this make sense? I mean, wouldn't it make it all a whole lot easier if it were easy to eat the right foods and want to exercise? And listen, I think I know why you want to get in shape, why you want to look good and to feel good about your body.
It's all about your self-image, the one etched into your brain as a child. If you look deeply, and I mean really get deep in there, it might take some painful looking to find it. You'll find it. It's there, somewhere. Something might have happened to you as a child, and it didn't have to have happened repeatedly. I've since learned from research that a single time with enough conviction can stamp your subconscious with either a positive or negative paradigm or belief. But there is a way to get past any limiting beliefs or self-sabotage behavior you might have. Here's how. Think about the problem with getting in shape this way. A patient goes to a doctor complaining of chest pains. The doctor performs a battery of tests and determines the patient has high cholesterol and the beginning stages of heart disease. The doctor prescribes a drug to lower the patient's cholesterol levels, another drug to help reduce plaque buildup in the arteries, and a third drug to counteract the negative side effects of the first two drugs. Does this patient ever really get well? What caused the heart disease and high cholesterol in the first place? A quick glance at the diet of this patient revealed it was years of overeating that caused them. Yet the doctor prescribed drugs instead of attacking the real source of where this problem was being created in the first place. So the patient will never be cured. And so it is the same for the person looking to lose weight and get in shape. They try system after system, program after program, and after many years of this look no different than when they started. Can you see how the solution is not another program? The equation for losing fat is really simple. It is not rocket science. Trust me on this. You must eat less calories than you require, and you must exercise. It is a very effective formula. Yet as simple as it is on the surface, why is it so hard to follow in real life? You've experienced what I mean here, right? Because we are mostly programmed for failure. First, your paradigm I mentioned earlier that could be holding you back from massive success in your life could be hindering your success. And as humans, we are not biologically designed to reduce our calories on purpose and go hungry, especially with so much food all around us. It flies right in the face of our evolutionary history and the instinctual nature that millions of years of this evolution has instilled in us. But there is an answer. And thanks to modern science, is as easy to accomplish as lying relaxed in bed with your eyes closed, peacefully listening to as little as an 11-minute and 2-second sequence of words for 21 days. That's it. Once you do this, once you allow yourself the ability to relax for as little as 11 minutes and 2 seconds each night, after 21 days, you will have installed into your subconscious a new paradigm, a program that will guarantee you easily stick to your diet and exercise program for as long as you need to until you achieve the results you want. No more painful dieting, as dieting will now be easy. You'll look forward to and be completely satisfied with a reduced calorie intake. You'll relish and look forward to your exercise sessions because you'll have programmed your brain to accept exercise as pleasurable, not painful as it typically is. Imagine for a moment how different your weight loss results would be now. Imagine placing yourself into this state of immense pleasure, where you no longer crave foods not helpful for losing weight, where you only desire foods you know are part of your weight loss diet, that will get you the results you have always wanted, where you look forward to each exercise session, not dread it. Can you imagine how life-changing this would be if this were truly possible? Not only is it possible, but listen to what these people that have gone through the program have to say. I was very skeptical, but called and talked to someone in sales and was reassured that this is no gimmick. Money back within a year if you aren't happy. I am now down 20 pounds and still have not had any problems with stress eating, which is my lifetime habit to overeat. People are finally beginning to notice. I personally thank you for your program, even though I don't understand how it works, and I'm starting to like who I see in the mirror. I have tried many different programs in the past without results, but I'm glad I persevered and found this professional program. What is most amazing after all my failed attempts at weight loss is the ease of sticking with my program since using your sequence. For the first time in my adult life, I feel like I am in control of my response to food. Angela Roberts. Wouldn't it feel great if you were saying something similar after having experienced the fat cogitation sequence yourself? There are many more success stories I'll show you later. And what if this new paradigm is combined with science-backed exercise? A proven exercise program designed to help you get the most bang for your buck. I personally developed this exercise program after years of research into exactly how the body works. I then put it to the ultimate test and used it on myself. I entered the prestigious Body for Life contest and won it. beating out over 250,000 contestants that year. Here are my before and after photos that proved it was superior over the training programs 250,000 other people had used. And what if your new paradigm is combined with a customized diet for you? The ones the pros use to achieve their extraordinary physiques and win body transformation contests. The ones movie stars use to get into tip-top shape. I also developed this diet from the years and years of research and testing I conducted, and I won the Body for Life contest as a result of using it. This very same diet program that proved itself under the most grueling test conditions and came out on top could be in your hands in less than 30 seconds. This very same exercise program that allowed my body fat to be slashed down to 5.5% and win the most highly contested body transformation contest in the world could be on its way to helping you get your dream body in less than 30 seconds. Imagine combining the very best diet program with the very best exercise program and with a way to program your subconscious for success using the fat cogitation sequence. Would you agree this combination is nothing like you've ever seen or heard about before? This is the unbeatable combination that doesn't exist anywhere else but right here, right now. Here's why. The one thing the fat cogitation sequence program contains that will finally allow you to achieve permanent body transformation success is this: a reprogramming of your subconscious paradigm using two critically important steps. One, replacing self-sabotaging beliefs that have been hindering your progress as long as you can remember. And two, injecting powerful affirming beliefs about dieting and exercise. There is no other weight loss, fat loss, fitness, diet, exercise program that changes your brain to accept success like the fat cogitation sequence can. I like to call this entire system of contest-winning diet, exercise, and mind control success the mind over body system. There is no other diet and exercise program that contains this level of sophistication to cause massive weight loss and lean muscle building like the amazing fat burning formula program does. And no other program combines subconscious altering power with the absolute best diet and exercise program that exists on this earth like the mind over body program does. None. Do you see how this combination of mind and body would increase your chances of finally getting your dream body? The mind over body solution has arrived. The mind over body solution consists of my contest-winning diet and exercise program entitled The Amazing Fat Burning Formula, combined with my fat cogitation sequence that will program your subconscious for massive success. When you immediately download your fat cogitation sequence audio recordings, here's all you do. Set aside anywhere from 11 minutes and 2 seconds to just a little over 16 minutes, which is the minimum and maximum length of time for any of the several different daily sessions you'll conduct. Make sure you remember how you used to feel about food, dieting, and exercising, because your whole thought process about them will almost instantly change. If you have a comfortable bed, you'll get in, relax, prop yourself up on some pillows so that your upper body is approximately a 30 to 45 degree angle from horizontal. Numerous tests have shown this is the optimal position to achieve the maximum benefits from these sequences. Then, all you do is focus on a unique spot on the ceiling, something that stands out for you. Then you'll listen to the audio recording for between 11 minutes and 2 seconds to 16 minutes and 34 seconds and let the magic happen. At first, you'll notice nothing, for it is through repetition that your subconscious will start to change. And right after the sessions are over, the suggestions in the recording will be etched into your brain, slowly but surely getting rid of the negative, defeating thoughts that have sabotaged you in the past, and replace them with a new habit, a new and fresh way of positive thinking that will make dieting and exercising seem as natural as brushing your teeth. Can you imagine how much time and frustration this will save you if you automatically did the right things all the time without effort? Would you like to know some specifics of these recordings and what they'll actually do for you? Minute 625 of the very first recording will imprint in you the most important secret to achieving long-term weight loss success. Minute 813 of the second recording will allow you to realize what's been holding you back from massive success not only with your body, but everything in your life. Minute 921 of the fifth recording will cement in you a desire to eat only those foods that are helpful to your weight loss goals. Minute 734 of the sixth recording will banish any and all temptations you used to have, easily and without regret. You'll simply and naturally not have any desire for those bad foods you used to crave. Minute 1017 of the seventh recording will have you enjoying and looking forward to exercising and making it a part of your lifestyle, without effort, without pain, without willpower. Exercising will become as natural as combing your hair. Minute 907 of the ninth recording will program you for lifelong success. No more backtracking. No more failed dieting. No more self-sabotage. Your dream body can and will be maintained for the rest of your life if you so desire. By the time you have finished with all 9 recordings, your old ways of thinking and feeling about dieting, exercising, and losing weight will be long gone, replaced by new thoughts and desires, effortlessly guiding you towards the weight loss success you have long sought after but have never been able to permanently achieve. If you're married, imagine for a moment how getting your body the best it can be can actually help your family. How your example can now be theirs. How you can be the inspiration to get them healthier. How they will see your example and copy you. How your husband will become healthier. How your kids will take your example and learn to eat better for themselves. How the changes in your body will inspire your kids. How it will motivate them. How it will make them proud of you. How you will be a perfect example for them to learn for their lives. This might not happen right away, but right as rain, you can be assured that it will happen eventually. And how your one change today not only will help your kids' lives, but also the lives of their future kids as well. It is no small thing who you have the capacity to influence. You have the ability to literally change the legacy for yourself, your kids, and their kids as well, for generations to come. The power of this lies right here, right now, with a simple decision of only 11 minutes and 2 seconds per day. Is your family, their descendants, and future generations of their children worth 11 minutes and 2 seconds of your time each day? If you're not married, imagine one day when you are, and you can provide your family these life-changing examples for them. And if you're single, imagine your dream body attracting the one person you've looked for all your life, because your true essence is now showing not only on the inside, but the outside as well. For years, doctors have known that ordinary weight loss programs that you pay $50, $100, and even $150 for are completely passive. They depend strictly on your own willpower, on your ability to starve that fat off your body yourself. All these ordinary weight loss programs are able to give you for your $50, $100, or $150 are either hunger-appeasing products, pills, powders, and liquids that do nothing more than swell up in your stomach, that do nothing more than dull your hunger a little, or provide you a plan of action regarding how to exercise and diet. But not one of these products could do anything to actively help you eliminate self-sabotage, to take the strain off that starvation diet, to make it enjoyable to diet, to look forward to exercising, to actually help you burn up that ugly fat for good, oxidize that fat, melt it away forever. So what happened? If you were overweight, you struggled to do the job of losing weight by yourself. You took your hunger-appeasing pills religiously. You pushed away the food you loved. You spent week after week of torture. You followed the plan semi-religiously. And finally, if you were lucky, you carved off 5, 10, or even 12 precious pounds. And then your willpower snapped. You broke your terrible diet. You discovered that your little pills were useless to keep you away from the food you loved. And your program was like the other ones before it. And the fat flowed back, heavier and uglier and more deadly than ever before. And so you tried another passive plan, and another, and another. And then, if you were like the men and women who discovered the life-changing power of the fat cogitation sequence, whose fantastic case histories were reported by leading medical journals, perhaps you went to your doctor and asked him for an easy way out, without torture and without sliding back. These doctors had the answer in an 11-minute and 2-second sequence of suggestions in a common-sense plan. In their hands, so tiny they could balance it on the tip of their little finger, was perhaps the greatest weapon ever discovered against deadly excess fat. It was a miraculous CD entitled Fat Cogitation Sequence. Reach your ideal weight. Stick to any weight loss plan, brand new, whose amazing fat-dissolving properties had been used successfully by in-the-know psychologists for years. Here's Tracy Stein. She's a PhD with an MS in clinical psychology at the Columbia University, and she reports that a specific sequence of suggestions, like those found in the fat cogitation sequence, helps people experience in a multisensory way what it feels like when they are strong, fit, and in control. It helps them overcome their mental barriers to achieving their goals. Targeted suggestion sequences like the fat cogitation sequence can specifically help people resolve the underlying psychological problems causing them to hate exercise, experience intense cravings, binge at night, or eat mindlessly. It helps them identify the triggers and disarm them. But Dr. Stein acknowledges there is one downside: price. Costs per hour vary depending on your location, but it ranges between $100 to $250 an hour for therapeutic treatments. And when you see the therapist once a week or more for a month or two, that can add up fast. But because of Dr. Stein's legendary status as a psychologist and her groundbreaking audio recordings using the exact methods and techniques she uses on her patients, you can have the same results at a fraction of the cost. And because this product was perfectly safe and as easy to use as lying in bed for 11 minutes and 2 seconds, many other psychologists use them themselves when they wanted to lose weight. If it's good enough for these professionals, don't you think it might also be good enough for you too? These are some of the reasons that at one point, both the AMA, or the American Medical Association, and the APA, or the American Psychological Association, recognized targeted suggestion sequencing, or the fat cogitation sequence, as a valid medical procedure back in 1958, even as early as 1891. Hundreds of test subjects were instructed to simply listen to these sequences of suggestions in their homes while under supervision of the initial plan doctors and psychologists. These men and women did not give up the foods they loved. They simply timed when they ate them differently. Wouldn't it be great if you could actually eat foods like bread, pasta, rice, butter, cake, and cookies, and it actually help you lose more fat? It does. Stay tuned and you'll see how. In chapter 3, page 51 and 57 of the Mind Over Body Amazing Fat Burning Formula, you will see exactly how this can be done. They were not given any starvation diets. They reported in case after case that they felt more energy, youth, and vitality than they had known for years. And then, day by day, faster and easier than they had ever known before, the ugly excess fat around their bodies melted away. While they were eating at least 3 to 5 delicious meals per day, they were shedding as much as 5 pounds per week. While they were feasting on mouth-watering steaks, thick, juicy slices of roast beef, potatoes, butter, bread, they were losing inch after inch after inch from around their waistlines, their thighs, their hips. Clothes that they had discarded years before began to come out of the closets and attics. Men and women both, they beamed when they began to notice a new young look to their chins and faces that they'd thought they'd lost forever. And when the plan was over, these men and women had lost as much as 17, 25, and even 34 pounds. They had turned back their weight clock 5, 10, and even 15 years, and their trim, slim figures were just beginning. Is it any wonder that a famous psychologist, upon viewing the results of this test, exclaimed, "Why, it's like having a magic pill that allows you to eat anything you want and still lose massive amounts of body fat." Or why another fitness expert, shaking her head in disbelief, stated, "If we ever released the Mind Over Body program to the public, they'd never believe it. And if they did believe it, we'd have a hard time filling all the orders." The point is this: permanent fat loss starts with a reprogramming of your bad habits. Once complete, your success is virtually guaranteed, even if everything else you've tried has failed you in the past. Do you follow me so far? Can you visualize yourself doing this? Here's a surprising perk. This isn't just a mental thing. There's also a medical component, says Peter Laporte, MD, a bariatric surgeon and medical director for Memorial Care Center for Obesity in California. You must deal with any underlying metabolic or biological causes of weight gain first. But while you're doing that, using this specific sequence of suggestions can kickstart healthy habits, he says. And here's another healthy perk. The meditation aspect can really help reduce stress and increase mindfulness, which in turn can help with weight loss, he adds. So, does the fat cogitation sequence really work for weight loss? There is a surprising amount of scientific research looking at the effectiveness of this for weight loss, and much of it is positive. One of the original studies done in 1986 found that overweight women who used a similar program lost 17 pounds compared to 0.5 pounds for women who were just told to watch what they ate. In the 90s, a meta-analysis of targeted suggestion sequencing weight loss research found that subjects who used it lost more than twice as much weight as those who didn't. And a 2014 study found that women who used the fat cogitation sequence improved their weight, BMI, eating behavior, and even some aspects of body image. But it's not all good news. A 2012 Stanford study found that some people simply don't respond to targeted suggestion sequencing. And contrary to popular belief, it has nothing to do with their personalities. Rather, some people's brains just don't seem to work that way. If you're not prone to daydreaming, often find it hard to get engrossed in a book or sit through a movie, and don't consider yourself creative, then you may be one of the people for whom targeted sequence suggesting doesn't work well, Dr. Stein says. If you're one of these people and you order the program and it doesn't work for you, simply return it for a full, no questions asked, money back guarantee that is good for 1 entire year. Plus, you get to keep the contest winning diet and exercise program, which is the amazing fat burning formula, and all of the bonuses for free just for trying. The expert's seal of approval. Just picture the scene as these psychologists, doctors, nutritionists, and expert trainers began this amazing fat cogitation sequence combined with the amazing fat burning formula diet and exercise test. For here, gathered in a testbed environment, were men and women of all ages and sizes. Some with as much as 80 pounds to lose. People that had tried diet after diet all their lives with no lasting success to show for it. And then, within 1 week, the Mind Over Body program participants all started to lose fat. Just picture the astonishment on these experts' faces when in the first month alone, each person lost an average of 17 pounds of ugly fat. The Mind Over Body system produced 143% greater fat loss results than the average of all the other programs these men and women had tried in the past, and how in the second month, the average fat loss accelerated to an astonishing 21 pounds. All the other programs these men and women had tried in the past were starting to taper off their results at this point. But because of the efficiency of the diet and training protocol found in the amazing fat burning formula, plus the fact that the fat cogitation sequence was dialing in both their conscious and subconscious mind, there was a synergistic effect happening here. All participants were reporting perfect adherence to their plans, something that had never happened before with any other program they had tried in the past. Participants were astonished at how easily they stuck to the wonderfully fulfilling diet plan, one that had them strategically eating all the food they could eat of any food they wanted, 2 key days of the week. Again, see Chapter 3, pages 51 and 57 of the amazing Fat Burning Formula Manual for just how this is done. This way of eating was developed to overcome a number of built-in defense mechanisms your body has in place to survive during periods of little food. If you don't understand these mechanisms and work with them instead of against them, your chances of permanent fat loss success are almost impossible. I mean, who wants to diet for the rest of their lives? Not me for sure. We all have lives to lead, parties and functions to go to, celebrations to be enjoyed. It's reasonable to assume that we have to choose between one or the other, right? Enjoy ourselves at these functions but have overweight and fat bodies, or deprive ourselves and have fit ones. But not with the amazing fat burning formula system that comes with the fat cogitation sequence and combined together make up the entire Mind Over Body program. It shows you exactly how to enjoy your favorite foods during special windows of opportunity during the week so that you can plan that birthday cake and have cake, or that office celebration and have a drink or two, or that special night out with friends on the weekends where you can enjoy your hamburger and fries and shake, or whatever it is that is on your list of food enjoyment. So what do you think about that? And the best part is, 1 year after this test, a full 87% of the participants kept all of their weight loss off. Why not 100%? Great question, and one the expert panel sought to find the answer to. So they interviewed each and every participant. Here's what they found. The ones that kept the weight off after a year listened to the fat cogitation sequence each night for a full 21 days. They never missed a night. Plus, most of these also occasionally listened to one of the recordings, like getting a booster shot, once every couple of weeks. The ones that failed to keep the weight off were haphazard in their approach to listening to the fat cogitation sequence recordings. And they never listened to them again after the initial 21 days they were instructed to listen to them. The answer was clear and simple. Program your mind over body to accept new ways of thinking about food, about dieting, and about exercising, and your results were literally guaranteed. But fail to invest as little as 11 minutes and 2 seconds each day, and you had a far less chance of succeeding. Why the Mind Over Body program is superior to anything else out there? It's because the Mind Over Body program uses the power inherent in your own subconscious to program yourself to successful weight loss. The secret weapon is the fat cogitation sequence. Other programs simply give you another program to try. Did you know a full 53% of people that buy these other weight loss programs never even bother reading them? Maybe it's happened to you. With Mind Over Body, you simply lay comfortably in bed and let the soothing sounds of the fat cogitation sequence wash over you and transform your negative thoughts into positive ones. Programming permanent fat loss success is as easy as listening to an 11-minute and 2-second fat cogitation sequence recording each night. No need to slave away, pushing your body against your will, trying to force yourself to get to the gym each night, struggling to eat only the prescribed foods your diet says you should eat. Instead, wouldn't it be easier if dieting were pleasurable? instead of tedious and boring like the other programs out there? And wouldn't it be easier if you looked forward to the thought of getting to the gym? The old way of using your willpower does not work. The fat cogitation sequence programs you to like this new way of eating and to like going to the gym. Imagine how much easier it would be for you if those things you used to dread, you now look forward to. Something important for you to consider. Someday, if you ever have a spare moment, take one of your recent pictures out of the drawer where you keep them. Look at some of them, especially ones that show a full-length shot of you. In 3 seconds, you'll learn more about how you feel about your body than any person could tell you or you could imagine in your head. If that picture is less than 1 year old, then what you'll see is a recent view of you the whole entire world also gets to see. If this picture makes you less than happy with what you see, there is something else even more important for you to consider. How healthy you look on the outside reflects how healthy you actually are on the inside. This means if there is visible fat covering your hips, your thighs, your abs, your arms, or your back, then this same fat is coating the inside of your organs as well. It's a fact. Fat throughout the inside of your body causes disease, blockage, and even organ failure. So while you simply may not like how you look in this photo, there is an even more serious case for you to consider: your health. Do you have a family, kids, a significant other? Are you selling out to the comfort of always eating your favorite foods to excess, at the expense of bailing out on life early, leaving your family stranded, alone, without you there to take care of them anymore? Do you want to become a burden on your family? Many of the diseases, if not most of the diseases in this country, are caused simply by the way we eat and lack of exercise. But it's not your fault that you haven't been able to stay away from great tasting foods, or even your lack of desire to work out. It's how we're built. Unfortunately, the two in combination are enough to potentially kill you early and cause you untold pain and suffering for you and your family until that day you do die. Do you want to lie in a hospital bed with tubes sticking out of your extremities? Do you want to develop cancer, heart disease, tumors? Even moderately overweight people develop disease at a 140% higher rate than people of average weight. You could be a walking time bomb waiting to explode on you and your family. The National Institute of Health reports that your chances of developing type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, cancer, osteoarthritis, fatty liver disease, pregnancy problems, and sleep apnea are all increased by being overweight. If you're a woman and your waist size is over 35 inches, or a man with an over 40-inch waist, this fact dramatically increases your health risks. What will you do about these facts that might be very real? 30 seconds from now, you're going to have the ability of getting the entire mind-over-body system that includes the fat cogitation sequence and the amazing fat-burning formula diet and exercise program. Are you ready for your life to change? You'll start to quickly listen to the first audio recording in the fat cogitation sequence. It's only 11 minutes and 2 seconds long. That's all the work you will do. That's all the skill you need. And yet, in that 11 minutes and 2 seconds, you will improve your mind's performance in 8 different ways. In just 30 seconds, you'll start to reprogram your subconscious to finally achieve permanent weight loss success. In just 30 seconds, you'll also receive the most effective diet program in existence. I used it to win the prestigious Body for Life Body Transformation Contest, beating out over 250,000 other contestants. This diet system is that powerful. In just 30 seconds, you'll also receive the exercise program I invented that I also used to become a Body for Life champion with, the very one that transformed my overweight and out-of-shape body into championship form. And if you think you need a different program because you're a woman, you don't. A muscle is a muscle, whether it's on a man or a woman. Please trust me on this. And I have some videos to show you once you sign up that shows you women in actual practice showing you what it takes to actually transform your body. You're going to love it. And in just 30 seconds, you will protect your body from the ravages likely going on inside of it right now. Protect you so completely that it might add up to 15 more years of vibrant life and allow you to fully enjoy life, not be burdened by the life-robbing sentence of all that fat on your body. Are you ready for your life to change? The basic principle of the fat cogitation sequence is it is habit forming. Nobody has enough willpower to do something that is painful or hard, no matter how good it is for you, forever and without fail. It is just too difficult to rely on willpower alone. But anyone can exercise and diet correctly if it became a habit for them. Then it would be as simple and automatic as brushing your teeth or combing your hair. And this is exactly what the fat cogitation sequence component of the Mind Over Body program does. Suppose you paid a coach to shadow your every move. They told you exactly what to do and not to do, 24/7, 365. Every time you're about to cheat on your diet, every time you're about to miss an exercise session, every time you didn't have the motivation to do anything, Suppose you could hear your coach whisper, I understand you don't feel like it. Here, why don't we do this instead? In a short time, you would habitually do the right things. You would eat only the right foods. You would exercise regularly without fail. And you would always have the motivation to prioritize your health over other things less important in your life. And the whole time, it would never seem like drudgery. Quite the opposite. You would be completely satisfied eating only those foods you were supposed to be eating, especially considering you could eat anything you wanted on those special days of the week I talked about already. You would look forward to those exercise sessions. This lifestyle would be as much a part of you as, well, brushing your teeth. If all of this were really true, wouldn't it be the most amazing discovery ever? Well, it is true, and it's backed by our 1 year, no questions asked, money back guarantee. This is what the Fat Cogitation Sequence in the Mind Over Body program will do for you. It will act like your coach. It will program into your subconscious the correct things to do. And like a coach, your mind will guide you to do only those correct things. And just like a coach, as long as you are listening to the Fat Cogitation Sequence each night for 21 days, and even if you continue to make the same mistakes over and over again, each time your coach would patiently guide you to doing what was right. The Fat Cogitation Sequence would be an everlasting mentor beside you, a mentor who would not laugh at you, but who would, on the contrary, support and help you. This 100% self-correcting device in the Fat Cogitation Sequence does exactly this thing. It is your coach's silent voice behind you, ready to speak out whenever you are ready to commit an error. It knows your weaknesses and concentrates on them, eventually eliminating them forever from your subconscious. You do not need to do anything hard either. Simply lie in your bed for as little as 11 minutes and 2 seconds each night, taking in the soothing sounds and gentle suggestions of the doctor's voice. Clinical studies prove targeted suggestion sequences like the Fat Cogitation Sequence work. Increases weight loss by 146%. Numerous clinical studies have proven that it is amazingly effective in helping folks lose weight. In a 9-week study of 2 weight management groups, one using targeted suggestion sequences and one not using it, the targeted suggestion sequence group continued to get results in the 2-year follow-up, while the group not using targeted suggestion sequence showed no further results, the Journal of Clinical Psychology. In a study of 60 women separated into targeted suggestion sequence versus non-targeted suggestion sequence groups, the groups using targeted suggestion sequences lost an average of 17 pounds, while the non-targeted suggestion sequence group lost an average of only 0.5 pounds, reported in the Journal of Consulting and Clinical Psychology. In a meta-analysis comparing the results of adding targeted suggestion sequences to weight loss treatment across multiple studies, showed that adding it increased weight loss by an average of 97% during treatment. This is double. And even more importantly, increased the effectiveness post-treatment by over 146%. This shows that targeted suggestion sequences work even better over time, as reported in the Journal of Consulting and Clinical Psychology. Proven in clinical studies as well as the real world. Are you ready for this? The bottom line here is that when targeted sequence suggestion sessions, like the Fat Cogitation Sequence, are added to various weight loss programs, the results are always better, more than 146% better over the long term. How the Fat Cogitation Sequence works and why Dr. Teams was our obvious choice as the therapist for this program. Results like this don't come from just any program. The reason why we have had favorable reviews in the health section of the New York Times, Shape Magazine, About.com, NaturalNews.com, Choice Magazine, and numerous health blogs is because we take our therapist selection very seriously. The secret is specialization. All of our therapists have doctorates in psychology and are known experts in the subject they create sessions for. Think about it like this. If you are having stomach issues, you first see a doctor who is a general practitioner. The doctor checks you out and might give you a prescription and some advice. But if this doesn't work, the doctor then sends you to a specialist who has more expertise with your specific issue. It works the same way in psychology. A general practitioner can usually help you, but when all else fails, they call in a specialist. Dr. Roberta Teams is your weight loss psychology specialist. As you'll see, there's nobody in the world as qualified as she is to help reprogram your subconscious to lose weight fast. Nobody can come close. Not only does Roberta Teams, PhD, have her doctorate degree in counseling psychology from the Union Institute, she's also a published author, editor, and certified in targeted suggestion sequencing. She is also a member of the faculty of Sunny Health Science Center in Brooklyn, New York. More importantly, Dr. Teams has been helping people lose weight easily and quickly for over 30 years. She is involved in research at the National Weight Loss Registry, which is the largest prospective investigation of long-term successful weight loss maintenance at Brown Medical School. This database consists of over 5,000 people who have lost an average of 66 pounds and have kept it off for 5.5 years. So you know that Dr. Teams' advice is not based on intuition, the new psychology fad of the day, or old wives' tales. Dr. Teams' program is based on extensive research into the psychology of effective weight loss. This is why you're going to succeed like Angela, Cindy, and Anne. This has been my first successful experience with the fat cogitation sequence. I've tried similar products in the past without results, but I am glad I persevered and found this professional program. What is most amazing after all my failed attempts at weight loss is the ease of sticking with my program since using the sequences. For the first time in my adult life, I feel like I am in control of my response to food. Angela Roberts. I was very skeptical, but called and talked to someone in sales and was reassured that this is no gimmick. Money back within a year if you aren't happy. I am now down 20 pounds and still have not had any problems with stress eating, which is my lifetime habit. People are finally beginning to notice. I personally thank you for your program, even though I don't understand how it works. I am starting to like who I see in the mirror. Sydney Ellison. The fat cogitation sequence is fabulous. Thought I forgot all about it yesterday until I realized that I ate breakfast, which I really do. Drank a lot of water, had a veggie dinner, and didn't eat any sugar. A miracle. Ann Carlo. Are you ready to experience a dramatic transformation with your body? The last weight loss program you'll ever need. It includes the Fast Fat Loss Method, Championship Diet Program, no deprivation. You can eat all your favorite foods. Exercise program gets you in the best shape of your life. Never hungry. Get your dream body in 2017. Shave 10 to 15 years off your real age. Vibrancy and youth as if you were in your early 20s again. A proven fat cogitation sequence by world-famous psychologists reprograms your subconscious for massive success in all areas of your life. It trains your subconscious to accept only doing the correct things to promote fitness, fat loss, and weight loss. It automatically trains your mind to eat only correct foods, builds habits so exercise is easy and effortless. It reduces chances of disease formation in your body, increases your lifespan, allows you to live a more vibrant life full of vim and vigor and energy, and much, much more. But this is just the beginning of the miracles you can perform with your new body. This secret of training your subconscious to overcome your natural desires not to eat right and exercise is just one of over 50 body intensifiers contained in the Mind Over Body program. For instance, for you women, how would you like to have your husband look at you in that lustful, sensual way, just like he did at the beginning of your relationship? And he would look at you this way for as long as you both live. Think of how this can improve your relationship with your significant other. Because frankly, men are turned on by the mere sight of a beautiful woman's body, your body. Imagine the goosebumps running down his spine each time he sees you. Imagine him paying more and more attention to you, just so he can get closer to you. And not just for sex either, but because he instinctively values you more now. More cuddling, more togetherness and closeness, more feelings of love. Think of how this can translate to a better relationship. Think of how this example of love is now portrayed to your children, who now see a loving household of two parents still madly in love with each other. Think of the example this can provide for them for their future partner. But this is still just the beginning. The amazing fat-burning formula system included in the Mind Over Body program teaches you the ins and outs of proper eating to maximize fat loss. It contains a literal crash course on the science of why you should eat certain foods all the time and why you can and should eat your favorite foods regularly for maximum fat loss, especially true at key indicated times and covered in the diet program. Doing so helps you lose more fat by overeating. Trust me on this. This has been proven by in the trenches results as well as science. Imagine never having to feel deprived ever again. Wouldn't this be an invaluable aid to know not just for yourself, but also for those that are going to invariably ask you how you did it? Yes, and most important of all is what better way to give back than to help those close friends and family that have also been struggling. Wouldn't that feel wonderful? Not only can you help yourself, now you can help them too. There is no better feeling in the world than knowing you have made a positive difference in the lives of others. You know what I mean, right? This will now be a regular occurrence in your life. What a gift you will give others. This is not to be taken lightly either, because of what this man said. and it's incredibly true. Tony Robbins said, success without fulfillment is failure. So your success can and should be shared with others. And this is where your true fulfillment will lie. I can't wait for you to experience this feeling. Finally, the amazing fat burning formula system included in the Mind Over Body program frees you from forever continually searching for that new diet and exercise program. This is the one you have been looking for. Your search is over. It frees you from long, torturous hours of trying one program after another with little to no results to show from them, just like you've experienced over the years. Because those other programs never utilize the greatest power we as humans have, the power of our subconscious mind, and the incredible potential you now have because your new paradigm is 100% success-oriented. Now you can harness it to its fullest potential and create positive outcomes of success in health, fitness, and fat loss, and create a your mind will now become your greatest ally to form positive habits. Habits that create the kinds of changes in your body and health you've longed for probably all your life. It means that tomorrow you can start losing fat immediately and create the kind of body and life that causes heads to turn. From your husband to your friends to strangers on the street. You'll especially turn your husband into a frenzied mess. He probably won't be able to keep his hands off of you. It means that you can literally call your shots. It's a fact. Women with desirable bodies can have it all. You name it, and it's yours. Did you know you had that power? It means you'll probably make more money in your job. It means you'll have more confidence in your every step. Everyone will notice the new you, simply because your body changed permanently for the better. And it means that you'll now have the time of your life. Not only amazing your significant other with your new body, but just watching your family and friends' faces the first time they see your incredible new body in action. Their eyes will almost pop out of their heads. Can you visualize this happening? Guaranteed for 1 full year. Yes, you try the Mind Over Body program for 1 year entirely at our risk. First, test it out by immediately downloading the Fat Cogitation Sequence and start listening to it. During that first month alone, 1, the Mind Over Body program must immediately start giving you results in the first 7 days or your full purchase price back. 2, the Mind Over Body program must make you feel invigorated and looking forward to working out and eating right in only 21 days or your full purchase price back. Getting thin with the Mind Over Body program is easy. All it takes is as little as 11 minutes and 2 seconds a day for only 21 days. The Fat Cogitation Sequence program, and you can tell the moment you start listening, will revolutionize your life. There is the soft sound of violins, Dr. Team's soothing voice, the positive suggestions, not to mention the content itself is some of the most life-changing material you'll ever hear. Each session in the program has a very specific purpose. I've listed your titles for you. 1, Introduction to Weight Loss. Learn about weight loss psychology, facts, and fiction. 2, Introduction to the Fat Cogitation Sequence. Learn about it. Learn about how it will help you succeed in your weight loss journey. 3, Weight Loss Essentials. Experience your first trance. You will add some new, useful habits to your lifestyle after this session. 4, Selecting your food program. You will go deep down to discover what plan or general rules you will follow. Then you will find yourself automatically following them. 5, Eating Smart. Allow your mind to absorb sound and proven strategies for effective eating patterns. 6, Avoiding Temptation. This is everyone's favorite. Every time you listen, you will increase your ability to resist even the most tantalizing temptations. You will crave water over snacking and sodas, and it will satisfy you. 7, Exercising regularly. Even the serious couch potato will become an exercise fanatic. You will simply love to exercise. 8, Appreciating yourself. This session will help you gain a whole new respect for yourself. And for some people, this is the session that really brings everything together. 9, Maintaining your weight loss. This is not a temporary fix. This time it is forever. As you continue to listen to this session, you will solidify the new you. In each session, the Fat Cogitation Sequence techniques put you into a relaxed state, a trance, if you will, so that both your conscious and subconscious mind are working together to learn as fast and effectively as possible. You are still totally in control. You can stand up and walk away at any time. In fact, a telephone call can break the trance, which is why it's important to be in a quiet environment. As you enter this relaxed learning state, you will be guided through exercises specific to your stage of the journey. These exercises are simple and effective. As you follow the instructions, you will be creating lasting change in your life so that you achieve a healthy weight as quickly as possible. The recorded sessions you'll be listening to are so packed with information and exercises, and the audio is so crisp and so clear, it's like having a private session with Dr. Teams herself. Don't be surprised if you reach the end of a session and forget you're still at home. That's how relaxed and in the moment you'll be. Since each session builds on the one before, you will notice more and more positive change the deeper you go. And best of all, you can repeat the program as often as you like to make sure your new slim thoughts are embedded into your subconscious mind. Are you starting to understand that by harnessing the power of your subconscious, you can achieve anything you want in this life? Starting with your dream body? Imagine your husband or boyfriend is attracted to you now more than ever. Not only because of your new body, but because he's proud of what you did. Imagine being surrounded by your female friends, impressed with what you've done. Imagine how self-confident you'll be at work, exuding strength, recognition, character, acknowledgement, all because of your new dream body. Try this in the privacy of your home, then decide whether you want to keep it once you put it to the test. All we ask is that you faithfully listen to the Fat Cogitation sequence each night for a full 21 days. That's it. The cost of having a trained psychologist like Dr. Teams treat you daily for her sessions would be $240 each and every time. This would add up like this. $240 a day times 7 days a week times 21 days equals $35,280. Even 3 times per week sessions with her over the course of 21 days would cost you $2,160. And wouldn't it be worth it if you were finally able to lose all the weight you wanted and keep it off forever? But those sessions would not necessarily be as valuable as having Dr. Teams speak to you each day from her recordings. In fact, we have had so much success that we have testimonial after testimonial attesting to the effectiveness of these recordings. An essential tool for safe and effective weight loss. I feel totally grateful for the Fat Cogitation Sequence programs. I have enjoyed using them with my many clients and for myself. They are professionally done and an essential tool for safe and effective weight loss. Again, I highly recommend this product. David Grafassi, exercise kinesiologists. They don't even think about bad food anymore. I've been using the Fat Cogitation Sequence program with my patients who tell me they don't even think about bad food anymore. It's just a fact in their mind. They find it easy to change self-destructive behavior and stay with the program that I recommend. This has always been my biggest challenge as a clinician, Dr. Deborah Baker Racine. I'm making better food choices. I'm listening to track 3 at this point, and I'm making better food choices. I'm eating out of smaller plates and bowls. This is something I would never have done before. I'm eating smaller portions of healthy foods. I just seem to be doing this because it feels right. It's almost like I can't help it. Anna Crowley. Gotten more exercise than I have in months. I have purchased the Fat Cogitation Sequence program and have been using it since Christmas. I am a lifetime Weight Watcher member who has been 15 pounds from goal weight for at least a year without any success of getting closer. I never put out any more than that, but I've been unable to get that last 15 pounds off to get back to my lifetime goal that I reached originally back in 2000. I, so far, think it's just hilarious how much I like my water now. I have also planned my meals ahead without thinking about it and have gotten more exercise than I have in months. I think I was the only person in my Weight Watchers home group who actually lost weight between Christmas and New Year's, Kathy Hubbard. A weight loss aid I'll be recommending for years to come. I've been buying, licensing, and using many programs since 2002. Until I discovered your quality work, I had never found a company whose products I liked enough to recommend to my website and newsletter readers. Now, in December of 2015, I'm testing the Fat Cogitation Sequence. I can already see that it's a weight loss aid I'll be proud to recommend for many years to come. Chet Day, publisher of Health and Beyond Weekly. I have lost 25 pounds. My mom sent me your program as a not-so-subtle hint. I was about 40 pounds overweight and had already tried many other programs for weight loss before with no results, so I was not optimistic. I have never been able to follow a diet for over 3 weeks, so I decided that this time I would use your Fat Cogitation Sequence in combination with the South Beach diet and see what happened. It has now been a little over 2 months, and I have lost 25 pounds. The best part is that following the diet has been easy this time. It is almost like I can't not follow it. Kevin Goodrich, computer software engineer in Miami, Florida. Are you ready to get started? Are you ready to experience massive success like each of these people did, I'm confident the same thing can happen for you. How can I say that? First, the feedback. It's resoundingly positive. Real people are getting real results, even though they've struggled for years to lose weight. Second, clinical studies prove conclusively that the fat cogitation sequence will help you get better results from whatever you're currently doing to drop pounds. Third, these folks are no different than you. Wouldn't you agree? They simply put aside their doubts and gave the fat cogitation sequence a try. As a result, they are now losing more weight than they ever have before. They are eating less, exercising more, and shedding unhealthy fat more quickly than they ever imagined. If you listen to the program as directed, you will lose more weight than you would without it. Wouldn't you agree it's been time well spent so far? I can't cover everything you need in an hour presentation, even if we had all day. So I want to make you a special offer so you can get everything you need to know. And if you act fast, I'm going to give you a very special deal. But first, I need to ask you a question. So you've probably been on these kind of presentations in the past, right? Shake your head. Thanks. You get excited, you get fired up, and then what happens the next day? Probably nothing for most of you. And it's sad because I just showed you the exact system I'm using right now to make it easy and enjoyable to lose weight and get in shape. And you'll be able to keep the weight off once and for all with no willpower needed. But for most of you, you're going to go back tomorrow and not do anything. The reason why is because old habits, well, they're hard to break. Remember the paradigm discussion we had? You're going to go back to your office the next day and you'll be back in your exact same habits. How does it feel knowing nothing will change? The only way you're going to be successful is if we figure out a way to break that habit right now. Now, I can come here and I can help you and give you all the tools you need to break that habit so you become successful. If you don't do that, you're going to slide back to your old exact habits. The way you're going to break that habit is by investing in this mind over body program. If you don't, everything we did for the last hour here will be completely useless because you'll just go back to your old habits and your paradigm will be exactly the same. So the only way to break that is to invest right now, and then you'll have the tools to break that habit and be able to get your dream body. So who wants to get their dream body in 2017? The mind over body system is all about making it easy and enjoyable to lose weight and get in shape, and keeping the weight off once and for all, with no willpower needed, and without failing at another weight loss program again or struggling to diet. Plus, you'll get fast results in only 1 week. Now, you should know that Dr. Team's time is very valuable. If you were to hire her for just one session, it'd cost you $240 or more. Since the fat cogitation sequence contains over 7 genuine sessions, you're really getting well over $1,680 worth of Dr. Team's time. The best part is your purchase is totally risk-free because you're covered by our no-risk 1-year full money-back guarantee. Here's what you're going to get. 1, you're going to get 9 life-changing fat cogitation sequence recordings available by instant download, a $1,680 value. You're going to get the amazing Fat Burning Formula Championship Diet and Exercise System. It's a $497 value. You're going to get free coaching on our private Facebook page, one-on-one, me and you. I'll get you to where you need to be. It's a $997 value. You're going to get a private membership site. We're going to be able to interact with other people as well, going through the same problems that you have gone with in the past, and each one of you will be able to console and support each other. It's a $497 value. You're also going to get the 20 blueprints to your dream body. I use these 20 blueprints every day to achieve massive success that allowed me to win the body transformation contest. This is a $97 value, but really worth a heck of a lot more. You're going to get a fast weight loss guide and how to use the Ring of Fire technique and massage for fast weight loss, a $97 value. If you total all of these 6 things up, it's a $3,865 total value. Think about this. All of us have disposable income. Most people get their paycheck each month, and a percentage of that goes towards movies, candy, magazines, Starbucks, coffee, going out to dinner, and things like that. I'm not asking you to go into debt for this all. What I'm asking you to do is take some of that disposable income you're going to spend on movies and going out to dinner and that kind of stuff, and instead of blowing it on something temporary and you're going to lose it, I'm asking you to make an investment in yourselves, because the money you put into this is ultimately going to change your life. I'm sure you've heard of Robert Kiyosaki. Have you guys read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad? In the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he talks about the difference between assets and liabilities. He said that poor people buy liabilities. They buy cars, they buy boats, They buy those things you put money in, and that money disappears. What the rich people do is they put their money into investments that actually turn into more money for them or betters their life in some way. All I'm asking you to do here is to divert some of your disposable income into an investment in the Mind Over Body program as opposed to something that's going to take money away from you. Does this make sense? I'm going to give you a bonus. Here's the bonus number 1. Mental Toughness. It's Targeted Suggestion Sequence Program by Dr. Neil Fiore, and it's a $720 value. In Mental Toughness, Dr. Neil Fiore will show you how to overcome setbacks in your life, how to finish difficult projects, and how to stick to your goals when the going gets tough. This is very important when you're losing weight. Dr. Fiore uses his 30 years of clinical experience combined with targeted suggestion sequences to quickly produce dramatic positive results. Plus, Mental Toughness is the perfect companion to the Fat Cogitation sequence, and it's yours free, simply for taking action today. Warning. Because the number of bonus programs available is limited, this special incentive is only guaranteed until we reach our quota. We reserve the right to remove this offer at any time, so even though the countdown clock is still running, you may be too late. Only those taking decisive action in life ever win. Bottom line, if you only got that piece alone, it would still be worth the entire investment. If that's all I gave you, it would still be worth it, but you're getting something even more. On top of that, I'm also giving you, and here's what you're going to get with everything that I talked to you about already. The life-changing Fat Cogitation Sequence recordings, $1,680 value. The Amazing Fat Burning Formula Championship Diet and Exercise Program, a $497 value. The Mental Toughness Targeted Suggestion Sequence Program by Dr. Neil Fiore, a $720 value. Free coaching on our private Facebook page, a $997 value. Private membership site, a $497 value. 20 blueprints for your dream body, a $97 value. Your fat weight loss guide, a $97 value. Total value now has increased with these 7 items to $4,585. Look, every single month or every 2 weeks, you're going to get a paycheck, right? The cool thing about it is you get that paycheck, you go out, you pay your bills, you buy your groceries, you have your disposable income, you spend that money, and the money disappears. Then, what happens 2 weeks later? You get paid again. That money replenishes. The cool thing about money is money always replenishes. Every 2 weeks, it comes back again. And it keeps coming back again over and over and over again, right? Let me ask you a question. Does that happen with your time, too? When you miss your daughter's soccer game because you're at the office, do you get that time back? No, it doesn't, huh? Isn't that weird? Money replenishes every 2 weeks, but your time never comes back. What I'm asking you to do is to take an asset, take a resource that replenishes every 2 weeks. It's going to come back. You're going to get that money back every 2 weeks and invest in something that's going to save you a ton of time. Because you can learn this stuff on your own. You can go figure it all out the hard way, like I did. It took me 8 years. You can go failing at another weight loss program again and struggling to diet on your own. You can do all this stuff yourself. I'm just trying to save you a bunch of time. And because you can't get your time back, I'm asking you to take money, which is replenishable, and use it to buy your freedom. In 2 weeks from now, you're going to have that money back anyway. Yes, you can go figure out how to make it easy and enjoyable to lose weight and get in shape and keep the weight off once and for all with no willpower needed on your own. But think of all the testing, trial, and error and realize your time will not come back. Your money is going to be back in 2 weeks. It keeps going back like clockwork. That's just how it works. Even if you lose your job, guess what? The government is going to replenish that for you. It keeps coming back. So take some of that money and invest it in the Mind Over Body program instead, and then it will be back in 2 weeks anyway. Don't you agree? Here's another bonus I'm going to give you. The Coping with Stress and Anxiety course. Dr. Randy Gilchrist, a therapist who specializes in stress management, created this 33-page course as a tool to teach his patients to cope with stress in healthy ways. Since stress saps your health and makes it harder to lose weight, we thought you could benefit from it as well. It's a $197 value free to you if you act quickly. Warning, again, because the number of bonus programs available is limited, this special incentive is only guaranteed until we reach our quota. We reserve the right to remove this offer at any time, so even though the countdown clock is still running, you may be too late. Only those taking decisive action in life win. Here's what you're going to get again. And I'm not going to repeat all these again, but you see number 1 is a $1,680 value. It's a life-changing fat cogitation sequence. The Amazing Fat Burning Formula Championship Diet and Exercise Program, $497 value. The Mental Toughness Program, a $720 value. The Coping with Stress and Anxiety course, a $197 value. The free coaching on our private Facebook page, a $997 value. Let me tell you something, guys. Just that one alone is worth the entire cost of this program. Private membership site, $497 value. 20 blueprints for your dream body, a $97 value. Your fat weight loss guide, a $97 value. The total value has now increased to $4,782 value level. For the last 60 minutes or so, I've shared a ton of information with you. But as you know, information alone is not going to save you. You need this mind over body system because that's what's going to help you lose weight without willpower. Has a lack of willpower sabotaged your success in the past? Ask yourself and answer honestly. Here's bonus number 3 I'm going to give you. Scientific fat burning secrets. Scientific fat burning secrets contain these surprising facts inside. 1. Which color foods cause gorging? Proof that the one appliance in your house everyone uses the most is making you fat. 3. What common item you use every day can make you significantly thinner if used in a different way. And over 17 more fat melting facts. Look, this is the way it is. People in life, they can have one of 2 things. They can either have success or they can have excuses. That's it, okay? And so right now you've got 2 options. Option 1 is you can sign up right now. You can make it easy and enjoyable to lose weight and get in shape. And keep the weight off once and for all with no willpower needed. Or option 2, you can come up with some excuse why you couldn't afford it, why you couldn't do it this time, why you don't have enough time, whatever your excuse is today, and that's fine. But the reality is you can't have both. You can have your dream body or excuses, and you've got to decide right now which one you want. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have a dream body. Wouldn't you? Again, here's what you're going to get. Look at the entire value here. And with this last bonus that I threw in, the total value has now increased to almost $5,000. Look, 2 kinds of people show up on these presentations. The first one is the timid, nervous gal who gets on here and they think it's really cool, it makes sense, and they want to do it, but they just don't take action. I don't know about you, but I don't like working with people like that. These people are never successful. The people I like are the people like us. They get on this presentation and they hear it, they understand it, they step up and they want to produce, and boom, they come out here and they get results and they make things happen. So I'm going to ask you, what are you? Are you these girls on the left or are you this girl on the right? These girls on the left will probably get tired and hang up on the presentation right now because they know I'm talking about them. I don't want to make you feel guiltier than you already do. But if you're ready to take some massive action in your life and do some cool stuff and change your life for the better, if you want to join us, okay, this is what we're going to do. Come sign up right now by clicking on the link below or even above. Look, guys, this is the deal. All you guys, you have been trying to find a way to lose weight and get in shape. And you've been trying to keep the weight off once and for all. And no amount of willpower has helped you to date. I want you right now to say it with me. Say goodbye. Let me hear you. Say goodbye to failing at another weight loss program again. Say goodbye to struggling to diet. Because you bought the Mind Over program, right now you can say goodbye forever to what's been stopping you from getting your dream body. Are you ready to get started? If the Mind Over Body program doesn't help you make it easy and enjoyable to lose weight and get in shape, and keep the weight off once and for all, with no willpower needed, and without failing at another weight loss program again, or struggling to diet, then I'll refund your money. And you have 1 full year in order to evaluate it. Now, the truth is, I'm nothing special. I personally failed over and over again using different programs again and again. I didn't know how to do anything at the beginning and struggled to diet. I spent 8 years of trial and error to discover this thing that works super, super easy. And you can either go and do it the hard way and go figure it all out yourself, or just do what I did. Just plug it in. It just works, and it's awesome. If you were to go and do anything in life, wouldn't you rather figure out the easy way to do it rather than the hard way? I mean, be honest. I'm nothing special. I'm just a normal person just like you. And if I can do it, I promise you, you can do it. And this Mind Over Body program is what makes it a reality for you. Here's what you're going to get again. You're going to get the 9 life-changing fat cogitation sequence recordings available by instant download. This is a $1,680 value. You're going to get the amazing fat burning formula, championship diet and exercise program that I used exactly as written to win the prestigious Body for Life contest, beating out 250,000 people. This is a $497 value. It's so life-changing, I can't even begin to tell you. You're going to get the Mental Toughness Targeted Suggestion Sequence program by Dr. Neil Fiore. It's a $720 value. How would you feel if you were able to get through every single hurdle and problem that you have in your life, or have ever had through your life, and sail right through them? You're going to get the Coping with Stress and Anxiety course. It's a $197 value. You're going to get free coaching from me on our private Facebook page. Ask a question. I will answer it. We'll even private message with you. This is a $997 value, and my time is worth $350 an hour. Just this one alone is worth the entire value of this whole system. You're going to get number 6, a private membership site where you'll be able to interact with others and you'll be able to even help others once you achieve your success. It's a $497 value. This is a community. You're going to love this community. You're going to get 20 blueprints to your dream body. This is amazing. You must read these 20 blueprints because they will give you exactly what you need to be able to transform your body into the dream body that you've always wanted. This is a $97 value, but in all honesty, it's worth much, much more than that. You're going to get the Fast Weight Loss Guide, which is a $97 value. And you're going to get the Scientific Fat Burning Secrets I just spoke about, which is also a $97 value, but really worth a lot more. The total value here is $4,879. But you're not going to pay $4,879. And you're not going to pay half of that, or even $2,440. And you're not going to pay half of that either, or even $1,220. You can get started now with the Mind Over Body system for just $497. Get your dream body for 2017 by clicking on the link
But
below.
for a limited time, you can start for only $7. That's right, only $7 to start. Then, after trying it out for 9 days and getting to see and experience fast results, then and only then will you pay the balance. And it's guaranteed for 1 full year. You have nothing to lose.
This is the way it is. I had 2 choices when I was putting together this package. The first choice was I could make it really cheap, charge like $197 and everyone could afford it. And we could sell tons of people. Everyone would have access to it, and that was one option, okay? But the problem with just that one option is that I can't put in the time, the effort, or the resources to really serve you. So instead of selling 10,000 people at $197, what I decided to do is to help you more because I wanted to give you more personal attention. I decided to charge a lot more. I decided to charge $497 because that way it justifies me spending more time and more effort. And I'm guessing for most of you watching, you'd probably rather have more effort from me, right? That's why I decided to charge more for what I'm selling. Can you see the dilemma I was in? I wanted to help as many people as possible, but don't want to leave people stranded with their questions unanswered. I'm going all in to make sure you get what you need for massive success. The Fat Cogitation Sequence will change your paradigm, but I want to answer and be there for you with any questions you might have about the diet and exercise components of the program. And in so dedicating myself to you, I cannot focus on anything else.
So I came up
but
with the
you.
idea of this $7 trial offer to make it super easy for you to start right now with almost no financial risk.
Is this making sense to you? Just look at only these 2 resources I'm spending a massive amount of time on. The private membership site and the private Facebook page where I will be there personally to help you with any questions you might have. Diet, exercise, anything. Do you realize how much opportunity is waiting for you right now? Do you want to put my 27 years of hard-fought diet and exercise knowledge to work for you ASAP in getting you your dream body? Would my personal help increase your chances of getting your dream body sooner rather than later? Wouldn't that be so much easier for you? Are you ready to experience what it's like to live in your new dream body? Plus, I'll be putting up additional videos there on a regular basis to help you even more. My personal consultation rates run $350 an hour, and it's money well spent for the life-changing help I provide my clients. So you're getting the steal of a lifetime here because I will personally help you achieve your dream body in 2017. Can you imagine what a shortcut this will be to your success? Are you ready for this opportunity? Do you want to be my next success story? How are you going to feel when you see your dream body in the mirror and finally say to yourself, I did it? Imagine that. Close your eyes for a second and imagine that. How does that feel? So the choice is right now. And basically, you've got 2 choices. Choice number 1 is you can go invest and you can get started in the next 30 seconds. You can have the Fat Cogitation Sequence along with the entire Mind Over Body system up and running and starting to help you lose weight once and for all. Or choice number 2, or you can end this presentation right now. You go to bed tonight and tomorrow you wake up and you do the exact same thing you're doing right now. You've just got to decide which choice is more rewarding. Which one do you want in your life? Do you want to go back to exactly what was happening yesterday? I'm guessing not. Otherwise, why watch through this presentation? You're trying to make it easy and enjoyable to lose weight and get in shape and keep the weight off once and for all with no willpower needed. You showed up at this presentation, you need help, right? So you've got two choices. Either it's get help, let's fix this problem for you, or go back and keep doing what you're doing already. I don't know about you, but that second option never makes me happier. That's why I want to help you right now, okay? Here's what you're going to get. I'm going to let you read through all of these because they're very important that you understand the true value of what you're going to get. The total value is $4,879, but the real actual value is immeasurable because this is changing your life. Get started now with the Mind Over Body system for just $497. Get your dream body for 2017 by clicking on the link below or the link above. Right now, you have no idea how to stop failing at another weight loss program again, do you? Or how to stop struggling to diet. But in just 30 seconds, and after you invest in the Mind Over Body system, all those problems are gone. They evaporate, and you can concentrate on making it easy and enjoyable to lose weight and get in shape, and keeping the weight off once and for all with no willpower needed. That's the power of the Mind Over Body system. Get started now with the Mind Over Body system for just $497. Get your dream body for 2017 by clicking on the links below and above. Here's a reward for you guys. For those of you who stuck around, here's how to get 20 secret blueprints to massive fat loss that I promised you. If you are purchasing the Mind Over Body system, this is already included with your order, so there's no need to download it here. So write down this link here if you're not ordering today. And make sure you write this correctly so that you don't make any mistakes in the printing. Glad to have had you here today. Take care, and God bless.